Good morning. It says I'm live. And it says I have company. Welcome. I'm trying to keep the mic in front of me and not yell at you at the same time. Oh my goodness. Well, today, I appreciate you guys joining me. I hope you all had a good weekend. I had a fantastic weekend, very productive for me in the last year anyway. Well, I'm going to show you this, but if I show you, it's probably going to spill my coffee, and I put it over here so it doesn't spill my coffee. Put a picture up sometime. It's for the couch. It's a console to go in between two people on a love seat or a couch. I got it because I put my foot in my coffee when I was laying on the couch with it next to the couch, and I thought, well, maybe if I put it in here, it won't do that. So, good morning, Deborah. Good morning. I was sewing all day Sunday, and me being the brilliant person I am, when I was done, I got my shower, I got my bed, my meds, I sat down and forgot to take my meds. I found them Monday morning when I got up, and no wonder I didn't sleep. But I was working on halos. Keyboard wasn't an angle. Don't do that to me today, computer. We're not having none of that. Whoops. Or is it? I suddenly can't remember if I put it under Angel. I bet I put it under Angel. If the night box even awake this morning. Try it that way. She is doing a sew along with some blocks, and I thought these blocks would be very cute because I've decided that's not going to be a tabletopper. It's just, I'm never going to use it as a tabletopper, so I'm going to change it. There's my friend Halo's shop. But she has a free sew along and free blocks. And these are 12-inch finished blocks. There's also another size smaller that I should write down the name of the channel. That there's another channel doing them with her. So I was using all the leftovers from the Coriander Quilts Callie & Co line. I was trying to use all my leftovers. I only have very few left. And I still have let's see, I wanted 6 and that's 3, so I still have 3 to do. 2 to do. I still have 2 that I want to do. But I thought they're so cute. This one's not quite finished because I needed to cut more white fabric. And I'm just using scraps. I think the only yardage I've cut off of is white because I ran out of scraps in white that would work. So I was doing that all day Sunday, and I had a very good time doing it. My back didn't so much by the time I was done. And don't miss Mom and Pop's live today. Cross Stitch Tuesday. They won't be live Saturday because they'll be traveling. See, I remembered at the beginning to say that. They are on at 10 Central Time, 11 Eastern Time. Mom and Pop Quilt Shop. Get their link in there, and then we'll put Melissa, Practically Creative. That's how I did it. Melissa, Practically Creative, and Sylvia, you and me, FPP. We have a block of the month coming out on the 8th. Hello, Dee Dee. Dee Dee's in the house. Hello, Dee Dee. Good to see you. And I loved your Amazon stuff all over your house. It got me thinking. Every time you showed something, I was like, do I need that? Do I have that? Could I use that? What could I put in that? Because I need more stuff from Amazon right now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Dee Dee has a channel. Our friend Dee Dee over at My Big Tidy Up. Dee Dee, thank you. Clearly I have a problem. It's a shared problem. I'm telling you, you're not alone. And I'm putting the links to my friends and moderators over here as we get started. A little bit slow because I'm doing it one-handed with my left hand. Oh, and if you didn't, I keep forgetting and I turn away from my mic. If you didn't see my community post, over my community page is where I put all the random stuff that doesn't go in a live, basically, because I don't have Facebook, I don't have Instagram, and I'm perfectly happy not having those things. They were a emotional drain. Not Instagram. I've never been on Instagram. Facebook was an emotional drain for me. So there's my moderators over here in the chat box, and there are also links below. There's links below to anything that I might be using. By the way, I got a new toy gifted to me for a review. So there's going to be a review coming up on it, but I am currently using it and I love it. Okay, I'm just going to show you real quick. You know, the stick one that I used that I loved for the past several years cost twice as much as that. And that one I used all day on FPP, and my hands didn't get to where I couldn't close them when I was done. That is the highest praise for me. Usually by the end, my hand won't close because of the arthritis in them. And my arthritis wasn't even very bad when I was done. But anyway, that's not a review. I'm just saying there's going to be a review because I love it. That was gifted to me for a review. So what we're going to do today is wake up, little Susie, wake up. I need to listen to more of that music. I like that bouncy music from the 60s, 70s. I'm just going to turn my machine on again. Did not get it set up this morning. I ran around the house this morning looking for this very cute little headband that lights up that I got for Halloween, specifically. It's in a very safe spot. If I could remember where that is, I'd tell you, and I'd have it on. So this is part of the cute boot pattern. There's more of these than anything else, and that's what I'm working on. That's the fabric line that I used. And up here you'll see it's by Virginia Cole for Benartex. It's a free pattern on their page. I have permission and I have created a star block to replace these that uses a little less fabric. I can't remember if I told you last week because I was going to, and then everything just went. The yardage I used for the background, I started with a 2-yard cut, a background. I have 14 inches by width of fabric left, and I think that calls for a 2.5-yard cut of background. So by my math, 1 3/4 yard would work for the stars in the way that I do them, and the rest of backgrounds in the way that I do them. I would get 2 yards just because accidents happen, but I thought that's a pretty good difference. I think that's what it was calling for, but anyway, you can get the pattern, check it out. I don't get anything for telling you about this. I just really was drawn to this pattern. So that's what we're working on. I need to set this up in a little workstation. Uh-oh. I hate that safe spot. The safe spot, yes. Where everything goes to never be tormented again. I actually used my seam ripper a lot less this month, Sunday, than I usually do. I don't know if it's just because of the mood. I was just in that headspace. I was making a mess over here. So I'm going to move the camera. We're very low tech like that. I kind of like it. It doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, I apologize. And welcome to all my new subscribers. I never say that. Welcome. I never remember saying it at the very beginning. I got so much that I'm trying to get out of my mouth. My head does not. Okay, we're going to move the camera. Close your eyes if you have vertigo. Or you just don't want to see. You do you? Okay. I have new supervisors this week because last week my supervisors failed me miserably. Got coffee everywhere. So I have these boot pieces cut out the way they are. The way they're put together, certain pieces need to go with other pieces unless you're doing it completely scrappy. I was trying to match the bottom of the boot to the top of the boot and then this part of the boot to that top of the boot. So I sorted them and I used the long straight piece that had the snowball as a divider. So how many do I have? I haven't actually counted. This is what I have left to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I thought I had 12, so yay me. I lost one somewhere. No, that was a guess. So I grabbed this piece, all the pieces on it. This was a mess because, well, messes happen. That's how I'm trying to keep it organized. And then I put it over here together, and I've glued my first piece onto them. You've seen my other videos. I show how I do that. And then I glue the second piece that's going to be, if it's not touching, both pieces. This I used Elmer's, not Elmer's, the generic Walmart has liquid glue in a Roxanne glue bottle because I love that tip and I would buy that glue again just for the bottle. So I put those first pieces on. So I'm ready to sew and I can sew this in like 20 minutes. I know because I timed myself the last time. This is FPP. If you have not tried FPP, this one wouldn't be too bad to try on. This piece right here, maybe this would be the most complicated piece. It's only 2 pieces. It's 1 piece at a time that you add. Don't overwhelm yourself. Good morning, Sherry. Miss Sherry, how are you doing? Oh, I don't remember. Are you doing Halos blocks? The fantabulous scrappy star blocks. That's what it's called. And I did not say the name of the pattern. Shame on me. Pardon me. I'm already throwing things on the floor. But I won't be spilling my coffee. So there's that. Oh. This goes to this. All these pieces go with this piece of paper. I'm missing something. Why am I missing it? I should have. Two of these pieces right here. Hopefully this is the only one I missed them on. Just a second. Let me grab my leftovers. We can remedy that because we're organized. This is the leftovers. This is the sashing that goes long ways. This is the sashing that goes short ways. I just stuck them in here so it's all together. Tracy. Good morning, lovely Colleen and friends. Tracy says. Good morning, Tracy. What are you doing? What are you making? What are you making? I know Tracy's making something. Okay, so I needed, it's right on top. That may be why I did it. These pieces are probably too small. Little bitty pieces, but they're good for FPP, so I save them. I don't throw hardly anything away. So what I need to do, I guess, is save me from doing this last week. I should not do that. Let's do it the more right way. The more right way than wrong way. What we do. This is an outer quarter plus. It has the ledge, but it also has the lip. You can use anything. I regularly have used my regular ruler for this. You take the flat beveled, I think that's called a beveled lip, put it on that line, fold this over, flip it. I always do it with the lip side up. That way I just flip it. Not always, but it works better when you press it against that fold I made. And I'll do that to both corners. Making braided scrappy strips for a project bag. Oh, pretty. Pretty. I like braided. But also getting stuff together for doc appointment this morning. Oh. Virtual, or you got to go in. I'm doing a very good job of closing the lid on this. You know what I mean when I'm not using it. Okay, those are too little for anything. And to save me some time, I have a template, but you know what? We're just going to do it old school. This is the first one I'm going to do because I did not prep it properly. Right sides together. I'm lining up on this line right here. When I flip this over, it will cover the entire page and then some. And if my machine starts acting up, I'm going to have to change the needle and clean it. That wasn't a battle I chose to have the other day. By the way, ladies, I hear a lot of us call ourselves lazy, and I am very guilty of it. Ask anyone. Middle and down to a 1.6. Mine goes 1.4 or 1.6. I usually, if I get carried away, it's 1.4. Today it's 1.6. All right, go in the middle. There it is. And I line my, gonna maybe some more. Sorry about this. Did I do it for you? Whoops. That was my mouse. Of course. Tracy says, but us, oh, so that got to go in. Ugh, diabetes follow up in 3 months already. Ugh. Oh, and Colleen, happy birthday early. Thank you. Tomorrow is my 50th birthday. I will be old. Okay. You know, one day this thing I had at a perfect angle so the light didn't get y'all. And today that angle is gone and I don't have any tape over here. Why don't I have any tape? Okay, so I'm just going to sew straight across this line. Roll with it, baby. Just to off the paper. Find my snips that weren't back where they go. I've showed this several times, but I was more prepared last time, so I figured might as well. Thank you, Tracy. Today is my daughter's 39th birthday. Happy birthday to Big Tidy Up's daughter. Oh, goodness, 39. Next year's a big one for her. I tell my husband, because my back went out when I was 30 and everything started going wrong with my body and prevented me from doing anything I enjoyed for so long, because the doctors who were helping me weren't really helping me. I told him, I was like, you know, none of my birthdays have really bothered me one way or the other. You know, your 21st birthday, yay. Not that big into drinking really didn't matter. The 50th, it just is like, there was so much that I know that I didn't do. Trying to figure out the most efficient way, since this is not the efficient way to do it. Let's do it this way. Sherry says, happy early birthday. You are still a spring chicken. I tell my husband, I said, yeah, I'm still the young one in the bunch. Actually, I don't know. I don't know how Sherry is. So I might be fitting. I'm going to do the same thing. Right sides together. Right sides always together. That messes with people. Just keep telling yourself right sides of fabric together, just like always. It doesn't change. And I didn't see if Sherry answered about doing Halo's blocks. And normally I press. When my system's thrown off, it throws things off. Then I'm going to cut off. I know there's just the right spot for this camera that will let you guys see here and see here. Trying to get it. I should mark it. I should get a piece of tape and mark that on the ground. Thank you, Deborah. Everybody's saying happy birthday to me and Dee Dee's daughter. Thank you guys very much. Thank you. I'm on a horse this morning. I don't know why. Okay. This will go back in my scraps. I shouldn't need any more of these scraps that I have collected. Oh, I thought I cut the fabric. That little piece right there. I was like, oh my gosh, how did I cut way up here? So some of these colors aren't standing out like I'd like to, so I'm going to take a fabric marker when I'm done and figure out where they are and just mark around them. Set this one aside. Took care of that one. And see these, I have them all glued. This is just the efficient way to do it. And now I can chain piece now that I took care of that one. Oh, wow, that fabric even looks good on the wrong side. I like fabrics like that. You have multiple options. And this is the top of the boot. I'm just going to sew straight across there. Do some chain piecing. Anyone trick-or-treating? These pieces go with this. That piece goes with this, but right now I want this piece. So I'm going to go to that point and stop and take a back stitch. I got candy, not as much candy as we usually do because my husband's now diabetic. So I got a little bit of candy for our youngin'. And oh, I finished the trick-or-treat bag. All I did was put handles on it. And this one, I've got these two pieces started. So this is super fast. If you, don't know what I did. If you cut all your pieces, spend a day cutting all your pieces. Maybe 2 days, depending on how well you can do it. Because we all have, physical problems. Well, not all of us, but you know what I mean. We have some physical problems we have to work around. And we do that. And this is the snowballed corner. I didn't draw a line. You can draw a line here. Sew it. We're rebels that don't spill our coffee this morning. And do I have any other pieces? Yes, this piece is ready to go. I've made sure this one is pushed out of the way. If you prep all your fabric like this, if you got it, all the cutting done, all the prepping done one day, you could just straight sew everything to your heart's content. And it would be really fast. This is not my pattern, in case you missed it. This is a pattern by Virginia Cole for Benartex. Don't want to give any misinformation about that. And I'll just cut my chains apart and throw them back down there because that seems like the thing to do. This one I'm going to be done with, so I'm just going to take my scissors. You can use your rotary cutter and your ruler if you want. Words are hard. Sun's starting to come up. Okay. Give them a press. Put them semi back where they go. That one has a sometimes think it's not my strong suit. All right. Those are going to have to be trimmed when I add that third piece. The boot, I got this side. I'm going to go ahead and do this side, and I think it's the only one that I'm ready to do a second piece on, so I'm going to go ahead and sew that and then flip that one around and sew that other side. Chain piecing, just like in regular piecing, it saves a little thread and it saves a little time. Like I said, it took me 20 minutes to do this. No, it's just me chain piecing as I go. Colleen, I'd like your attention, Miss Sherry. I am a little behind with Halo's blocks. I plan on making the last 2 today. Yay! I'm only making 6, and 2 of them she hasn't come up with yet. She hasn't done yet, but I make my own patterns, so I went ahead and I made them up for myself so I can sew them. And Dee Dee says, any plans for your big day? For us in our family, it really doesn't matter what you do, but it's all about when you're going to eat that day. Every time, oh, we're not eating that day. We're not eating that day because it's the middle of the week. Nobody wants to cook. I am eating steak and baked potatoes. Made at home because you get a bigger piece and it's cheaper. And oh my gosh, yummy. That's the plan. And I have a birthday haul planned from Halo, but I'm waiting on something to come in. That little mess up with Amazon messed a lot of things up. You don't realize how much is connected to Amazon until something goes wrong. That's why I don't usually do sew-alongs with people, because I know me and I won't do it in a timely manner. And then I feel bad because I should. Oh, that's going to get cut off. Doesn't even matter that I just put a crease in that. Okay, what do I need to do now? I need to trim these. I really want to do a review on this. I want to start talking about it because it's just so handy. See what I mean? Sometimes I just use my ruler. Put a 1/4 inch right there. Go over the line a 1/4 inch because that's what my seam allowance is. Push it back and cut it off. And part of the reason that I do it like this is because I don't like having 2 rulers over here. That and the 12-inch ruler is just, that's too much ruler for the space when I don't need it. That's why I'm getting another one. And yes, I am picky about the color. I didn't want yellow one. Yellow is not my favorite color. Okay, what does that look like? That's not right. Oh, I didn't have that flat. There's nothing wrong with the color yellow. I see it in other people's houses. I see it on clothes, and I think it's beautiful. It's just something about it. See, I did that wrong. I didn't have that flat. It had a fold in it. I'm going to do it the right way because clearly I need to do things the proper way sometimes. There we go. That's too little for anything. Alrighty. There we go. Next piece that goes on that is right there. Take these 2. See, changing rulers again. This is what I don't care for. It starts coming naturally to you though, just to change the ruler. Keep those for my scraps because I need more white scraps. I really, really, really don't. Line this line up on the 1/4 inch just in case you're new here, and that line up on the 1/4 inch. And some of these I actually use these for other blocks, like pieces here. So I'm not I'm not wasting much. Okay. Now I'm gonna get these off. There's like a zillion ways to hold this thing. You need to know that. I like the pink rulers better also, Sherry says. Yes, and I'm not alone. I felt like such a jerk. I was like, oh, I'll buy a yellow ruler if that's all it's there, but I'll paint it. You know, in our sewing space, we really do need things that make us happy. I didn't go all the way across with that. And want to be in it. At least I do. Like my little gnome supervisors back there who are doing a fantabulous job. I still got word from Halo, just so you know. Okay, that's gonna have another piece on it. And I'm trying to put them back kind of where they go so I don't get too discombobulated. I say that as I'm not doing that because I need places to cut. We have cutting to do. And this one just happens to be, and I did use my little makeshift Lazy Susan cutting board for the ones I did on Halos over here. But I knew this was going to get too big for it quickly because my cutting board is small. It's the smaller cutting mat, which I think is like 6x5. So it would be too small for these quickly. And I didn't want to have to move it out of my way. So let's start with the giant one, and well, the bigger one, and go from there. It doesn't go there. This is the next piece that goes on here. And up here, if you look at the back, we have this number 3 strip that's going to go on. So right sides together, just flip it over. Same thing with this one. Just flip it over. This one needs to be lined up a little bit. You want to make sure that your 1/4 inch comes across the line that goes across right there. I have my box over here. I don't want to use it, my light box. And I think I'm going to be able to cut off. There's a little bit of selvage, and forgive me if I say salvage because that's just what my jaw wants to do. I think it'll be cut off. It's fine. I know some people are going to freak out about that. Don't freak out. Come on, you do you. Be adventurous. Take a risk. Start at this point, back stitch, and go forward. And in case I don't say it, I really appreciate all you guys joining me early on Tuesdays. Next year with the new grandbaby, my time might change, but you know, we've got this one. And my husband's schedule is going to change, so I may have to change my Tuesdays next year sometime, but that's okay. We make room for grandbabies. My add an eighth is ugly green. I think mine is too. That shade of green doesn't bother me though. There are some shades of green that I just do not like. Yep, right there is where my line is. And that's what we're going to do next. I'm leaving that piece on there because it saves thread. This piece goes up here. I think I want it facing this way. If you have a directional piece, lay it out like this before you sew it, because you know you're going to just flip this one over on the right side. I saw a thread. Keep your thread. I didn't want the thread. turn it over and line up your edge. Sides should be even. These are a little short because I starched a charm pack. Had I left it at 5 inches, it would have been fine. But that little bit right there is not going to do anything. It's going to be in the seam allowance. And you too, Tracy. But I use the 6-inch the most. Tracy said, oh, I thought the pink one was, just a second. My brain is not doing both of these well at the same time. I should be setting the seam, which means press, then fold it back, and press again. I notice that sometimes I do that and sometimes I don't. And then I want these two set back up like they're going to be sewn next. I'm going to sew those because I don't have anything to trim there. So it's just right sides together. Put this piece over here, and I've gave lots of tips in my other videos how I would do this using pins. But we are, oh, I remember what I was going to say earlier about lazy. You know, we say lazy all the time. And we are not lazy, ladies. We are using our energy efficiently. Which is necessary, especially the older we get. We did it when we were younger. It's just we had more energy to go around. That one barely fit there. Ow, ow, ow. Sorry. Not my finger. That just barely gets me enough up there above that. Sherry says, let me scroll back just a little bit. Sherry says, I like the pink rulers better also. I thought the pink ones were only on, I thought the pink ones were only at an 1/8. Tracy said, no, you can get the add a quarter ruler in pink. Yes. And Tracy says, okay, I have the yellow ones. I have 12-inch and 6-inch add a quarter. And they sell them as a set, which I can't remember if it's a better deal or not, but they do sell them as a set. So if you don't know, but when I started FPP, I was like, well, the bigger one will work on the big things and the small things, but the smaller one is not going to work on big things. Did I know that I was going to do a bunch of little things? No. I could have got away with the smaller one from the get-go. My add an 1/8 is ugly green. I saw that, but I use the 6-inch the most. I do too, Tracy. Me too, Tracy. See, they fit your hand better. They're easier to, you know, it makes sense to have a 6-inch one. This is a 8, and it's the only one I use most of the time when I'm over here. Occasionally, like when I go to swear that, I'll need my longer ruler, but let's see. What else do we see? I don't think I will ever have a use for the 12-inch because I'm not stupid enough to spend that much money on a legit kit. Well, and we have Miss Sylvia. And I did use it on my giant truck that I did, that Sylvia helped me with FPP. I did use my 12-inch on that, but I don't need it because I've got another ruler kind of like this, and I just use a regular ruler. I'm only going to do 1 or 2. Legit kits scare me too detailed, Sherry said. It's not the details. I'm Canadian, and the exchange and shipping makes it too expensive for me. Oh, I think they're expensive. Granted, you get all the stuff, so worth it. But okay. Now I'm going to look at this before I take this one off. Keep looking at this because this only has an 1/8 up there, and that's bugging me. Okay. So now what can I do? I can put this one over here, and I can put this one over here. Get those both set up to sew. Then I'll do this one first. That way I can take it off and add this piece. Once you do a few of these, you get in the rhythm. Sew down the line. You know, I watch Seems Legit. Tori. She does a lot of bags. She did what is it? towels yesterday. Sunday. My days are mixed up. She did towels Sunday. Put that piece back down, and I have them facing up at me so I don't get confused by them being like this. That has happened. I've messed them up. Sylvia tip. If it messes with you, just turn it over. So now I'm going to line this one up down here. Getting all my edges lined off. You could tell I needed to trim this a little bit. I'm not even going to worry about that because I'm doing me today. I'm going to sew it from this side because I don't have a line on that side, and I like to sew on the line. And I am just pinching it. I've explained about pins, but like I said, I did these in about 20 minutes each. I didn't use any pins, and I'm going to press back that way. Path of least resistance. Tracy's got to get ready for appointment. We'll be leaving, running soon. Okay, love you. Be careful, and good luck. Someone gave me the 12-inch out of quarter. Don't use it much, Deborah said. So since I took this one off, I can just take this and flip it over here, and I'm just going to line up all 3 of those edges, which is this one and the 2 sides. You can pin it through the lines to make sure those pins go right through those corners. I'm not going to do that because I am energy efficient. I cut the last one eyes off, and I'm going to press that path of least resistance, which is towards the larger piece. These aren't really meant to be tutorials, more of a sew with me, but I'm explaining what I do, so in case you want to do it. Oh, my head, that was bad. And when I'm sitting watching Who Done It, or True Crime, I will take all the papers off these. I took all the papers off the other ones. So nothing to line up, nothing to get right. I'm going to put those 2 together. This one has a line on it, so I'm going to sew from this side right after I straighten that up right there. Oh, it is nice and cool outside. I have the window open. It really helps. Okay, now we got that straighter. So we're going to flip this side over because I want to sew from this side because I got my lines. I am going to straighten it up a tad bit. I know I have clips. I haven't used these clips for this yet. They hold a ton though, because I cut all of those, the sky part of the flying geese on Halos, the blocks that I'm doing. I'm going to clip it down here, just outside of where my foot is, so it holds it really good. And these held the entire stack. Put one more there in the center. These may pull too much when I take them off. We'll see. I don't need help getting out of alignment. So all this is lined up. You can pin to your heart's content. You could glue this. If you put things away. Okay, that didn't feel right. Sometimes I'm going to double check that. Hang on. Sometimes the thread comes off. It's supposed to go across the bobbin right here. Sometimes that comes off and it will pull really loose. I also noticed it came off. It came off right up here. That's kind of weird. Hasn't happened before, but hang on a second. Most things don't happen until they happen. Okay. But Tori is always saying that she likes to do things differently. See, I start sentences and I don't finish them. Just follow the line. She gets a pattern and she has to mess with it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, me too. I can't not do things to patterns to make them more unique. And that's how I feel about the legit kits. Yeah, you can change the fabrics and make them more unique, but I want to change everything. Where is my... And we got time to do another one. If you guys got time to stick around, hang out, listen to me blabber on. Now these will straighten out better, I noticed, when I take the papers off. So I'm not going to really... My star blocks I did that with. Did I? I feel like I traveled there. Yep, I did. Started straight, but then I went sideways. So I'm just going to go back over that and make sure it's straight at my quarter. And I'm going to use my seam tape to eyeball it. Hang on to it all the way through. I've been doing good while working on sister-in-law's purse by putting everything away at the end of sewing. Yes, that's Tori says that a lot. Oh no, my makeup's going to be everywhere in a second. 50 degrees outside and it's 100 right here. There we go. There's one. Shay says that boot is adorable. We're going to do another one just because we can. Hopefully we do it faster. My mouth doesn't ring quite as much. I have them all set up right here, with these being the dividers. I'll grab that one. I'm starting to think that I didn't do... I must have been in a hurry. So I didn't do those either. Okay. We're going to do everything but that. That we're going to do last because I did not cut those off. I'll grab the fabrics for those. Okay. That one's going to go over there and tie knot because we're not happy about, our choices. Here's the boot top. Ready to sew, ready to sew, ready to sew, ready to sew. And ready to sew. So I'm going to chain piece all of these. The iron makes it hotter when using it. Thank you, Deborah. I have had that theory for a long time, but I've never said it because I was like, there's somebody in my house who always tells me I'm wrong even when I'm right. Another window too. Oops. Anybody else making this boot? Thinking about making the boot? Just like seeing it made? Just, want to hang out and hear people talk? I do that. I do. In fact, Miss Laura Lynn kept me company in her chat while I was making for baby girl. Oops. Did I see that? Didn't fold that over. Of course I didn't fold that over. have to reset that. That's okay. I managed to do several without doing this, so I was due. We can do that real quick. Fold this over so we don't catch it again. It's a short seam, so I'm just going to do the whole thing. Why did I wear long sleeves? Nobody knows. All right. Done, done, done. Other side. This time. Okay, that one's not going to get stuck in the seam allowance, thank goodness. It happens. Too close. And I have a ton of things. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do on my channel after this because I have a ton of things. All right, that's what I'm doing. Did this side and then do that side. Start, stop. That I just need to finish. It's like, for some reason, last 2 blocks on things, I stop. I stopped. Okay, I'm done with it. I don't want to do the last two blocks. I think because I know that I'm getting closer to having to quilt it. I saw Sylvia's. Oh, thank you for mentioning that. Thank you, Deborah. It's 31 degrees there. Oh, it's in the 50s here. Sylvia. Oh, just a second. I may have like raccoon eyes for my waterproof eyeliner. Sylvia did make her first Stetson, and I shared it on my community page. I think she's doing it as a paid one. I don't know how much she's going to charge for it. I need to talk to her about that. And I need to do the Stetson because I need a Stetson block. I mean, just do. The breeze is coming this way and I smell that iron and I keep thinking, what's so hot? The heater is not on. Wow, this is so easy on my hands. Deborah says, sounds like my house, Colleen. Yeah. See, it's just natural for me to use the ruler that's in my hand. Why waste steps and energy when I don't have to? Okay, now the next one is going to be like this. Do what you want. We will watch whatever you do. LOL, Deborah says. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I try to find free patterns. Oh, that reminds me. I found a 3-yard quilt pattern. I think they call it Heartland. It's not a free pattern. You can get it by itself, like I did the City Lights pattern of theirs. And it inspired next year's block of the month. quilt. So I'll be sharing that one a lot because it did inspire me, and I probably am going to use some of their sizes. I haven't decided yet. That one is really light. So it'll be one that's getting the fabric markers. I know if I just hunker down and get in the mood to sew, I'll have to take a day off, but I can do a lot in a day, and I will push myself until I can't stand up because I'm just that person. There we go. I get in the groove of sewing and I enjoy it and I don't want to stop. So my back and hips are like, huh, you can't set up now. Now what, woman? Lifted you up. I need to tilt you back a little bit. Sorry about that. Yeah. Plus, the more I have, the more likely it is going to be to land in the floor. If I was sewing this just straight through, not talking, not, doing it on the lives, I bet I could get all this sewing done in a weekend. Fairly easy. It's feeling weird to me. Until, of course, I have to seam rip everything. Come on. We're not doing that. Did I cut that short? I may cut that short. Sometimes I forget that I need that 1/4 inch when I'm using my regular ruler to cut. It's not fun. Da, 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 da. I have the book with your City Lights pattern in it. Would like to do a lot of those quilts. Oh, I know. They have such pretty quilts, and they're so fast. Okay, that was my finger. Bad iron. There's a lot of channels. They find something, and that's what they stick with. Like 3-yard quilts. That's all they want to do is 3-yard quilts. I need to trim this one up real quick. That's not me. That's just not me. They have like specific fabric lines, and that's just about all they want to buy and do. That's just not me. I'm going to pick up my seam ripper out of the floor. Pardon me. Pardon-moi. I don't know what language that is. This did not go on quite right. How's the diaper bag coming along? It's all in my imagination. The one for daughter-in-law, that's one of the things that I've got to get done after I finish this quilt. Back stitch there, which makes it more fun to get out. I don't want to tear my fabrics. What happens if the seam allowance is too big up there? It does not go this way enough to catch like it should, like that right there. That seam allowance is too big. I should have cut it smaller. But to adjust for that, I'm going to push this back a little bit. See if that's going to work. Yep, that's going to work. I don't like where it's pulling right there, so go down a little bit more. There we go. Just that little bit throws it off, and you don't have enough to catch back here where you need it. I need to finish my sister-in-law's purse by end of the week. Oh, I should probably pin or glue that, but you know I'm not gonna. See, this goes by in no time if you have it ready to go and just shut up and sew. I have been hearing lots of songs lately, and I'm like, oh, that country song could be about quilting. See, it goes all the way up now, as it should. So now I'll get it in my seam allowance. Seam allowance will go about right there. So that's good. And then, like I said, this one, I do want the boots facing up. They're going to be up and backwards, which is going to be a little bit awkward, but you know what? It's for a baby. Don't pull your threads. Baby is not going to care. I don't think baby's mom will either. Or dad. I'm telling you, you put Minky on the back, that's the star of the show. For people who don't quilt or enjoy, looking at quilts. Seriously. You want to start a fight, make one kid a blanket with Minky on the back and the other one not. All right, now to fix this one again. These are so quick. It's not really that big of a deal. And you know what? A lot of times I'll just put my nails on that line. Put my nails on this line like this, and then I'll push it back to my nails. And they do just fine making that corner for me. We're going to guesstimate because we're wild women. Thinking I guesstimated that one a little big. As long as it's between 1/8 and 1/4, it's fine. Don't rack your brain about it. I believe it's that one. Could have used a plain and it probably would have worked. It's all right. Right sides together. I say that for myself. And there's always people to pray for. And I'm going to say, let's pray for those people. There's a lot of issues right now that we're not going to discuss, but we are going to pray for. If you're a prayer, if you're not, you do you. It's okay. Like I keep telling you, we can still be friends. Hey, do not fall. The first thing I realized when I started sewing was I need things in reach. If I have to dig for it, if I have to look for it, if I have to do too many steps to get to it, I'm already over it. That's a whole lot less time I have to sew because my back can't take it. And I'm still working on that over here. I've got it pretty good. As long as I put things back where they belong. Don't miss Halo's share this Wednesday. I think there's a share. She has a live at 3. Video dropped for that, presumably for the Fantabulous Scrappy Stars. I said it wrong. Ugh. Shame on me. Covers the whole thing. And Dee Dee drops a video. She does shorts in between, but she drops a video on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget, when you're visiting people on YouTube, stop by, say hi, give them a like, say something kind, because nobody needs more negative in their day. Nobody. At least nobody I know. No nicer people if you do. If you know people like that. Okay. All right. Final stretch with this one. Sometimes the fabric tries to fall on me on the back one. You know, they pay for plasma donations, so I get paid for donating plasma, but it makes me feel really good, not because of the money I get, but because it's helping other people. It's literally saving lives. And even if it takes 3-4 hours, and it does take 3 or 4 hours usually, because I don't get there first thing in the morning. I don't want to drive in the dark. There's too many deer, and we can't afford another car. So I decided not to drive in the dark. I need to finish this. Oh, so that sometimes family are like that. Yeah, they are. But find something to do for others that feeds your soul. Donating quilts, donating time, donating food, you know, checking on a neighbor. My heart gets very heavy with all the anger in the world. And I know some people just want to be angry. We don't, though. We want to do good, see the good, be the light, shine the happy on everybody else, because that feeds our soul. Yep, that was about 20 minutes, even with mistakes. Not mistakes. I am not pinning this one. I should have trimmed the edges right here. I have to change rollers to do that. I'll do it later. Making sure my papers are together. I'm ignoring this little piece of fabric right here. Put my hand here, but I know for a fact it's going to hit me. Now today, I will see how many of these I can get done. I may do some on Wednesday since it's my birthday and I'm not going anywhere Wednesday. Lining up. Have a little jog. Moving you. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Hey, we don't get stuck behind things. That's rude. Back here, have a little jog in my paper. That's fine. It's not going to hurt nothing. Looks like my line's straight. And if you don't understand the way I do FPP, check out other channels. Halo's doing a lot of FPP right now. And she's using Fat Quarter Shop's papers for the FPP. She has a different way of explaining, a different way of showing. And like we keep saying, maybe that's what you need to have it click, because there's a lot of people that don't understand. I enjoyed watching FPP very much before I started doing it. It was just amazing to me how they got a picture to come to life with their fabric. Amazing. I also saw our friend Dawn over at my quilt projects put up a video. I went blank on the name. I thought it was so clever. Now I can't even think of it. A quilt reveal short. I'm gonna have to finish some quilts to do reveals. These are bugging me. It's just thread. All right, so we did too. And thank my moderators for coming in. I appreciate it when you got time. When you don't have time or don't feel good, that is okay. We have 2 boots finished today, about 20 minutes each. I'm going to move y'all so you can see me better. So hold your breath, close your eyes, don't hold your breath because I'm slow. Okay, I'm listening. What happens when I sew? My husband, he's making fun of me. He wasn't making fun of me. He was telling me that I was making the 80s look good because I've got a sweatband. It's true. Let's see here. So that is the Cute Boot Pattern FPP from Benartex by Virginia Cole. I think it is adorable and I'm really enjoying doing it. And I don't know, my mind is so busy. Okay, I need coffee. That's interesting. I should glue it down. Again, thank you for your time. I hope everybody has a good Halloween, has a happy rest of your week. Don't miss Laura Lynn Mom and Pop Quilt Shops. And by the way, they're still raising money to get the heater put into the shop. I'm going to say the shop. I may be saying that wrong, but trying to raise some money to get the heater put into the shop. So if you're so inclined, you can help them out. Maybe that's your good deed for the day. My mouse is coming undone. And Sylvia, we're still raising money for her new iPad because she's on a Gen 2 iPad and we really want to see her content come to life better. Really hoping that we can help her raise money. I don't know if we're over 185 yet, but she was looking for refurbished or new. So, I think that's pretty nice expectations if you're willing to get a refurbished one. Nothing wrong with that. So if you are so inclined to help her, let's see. I'll put Sylvia's link in here again. And it goes straight to her PayPal. Watching you has helped me understand FPP better. Deborah says, yay! And that's the goal. Visiting and, maybe you do that one thing that clicks for somebody. Maybe everything you do makes somebody else crazy. No pins, woman. Woman's not using any pins. I can't even watch her. She just does things without pins. I get it. That's. Are you watching? Okay, she's gonna mess up. She's gonna mess up because she's not using pins. She's crazy. So, all of us have things that click differently, but that's Sylvia's information. I just dropped it over here. There is also a link underneath for her PayPal if you would like to send her. It's converted to UK because she's in the UK, and help her out. She would love that. I would love that. Melissa and I just thought, her 50th anniversary is coming up. Her 70th birthday is coming up at the beginning of next year. It would be a great time to do some crowdfunding for her to get her some new tech so she can enjoy a little bit more and share a little bit more, give us a little bit more of what we want. Okay, so I guess we're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the kind comments. Thank you for the thumbs up. I probably didn't need to say thank you. I could have just put a comment. It's all right. Don't miss checking out, my friends. And I appreciate it. Have a good day. Have a good week. I will see you next week. Same day, same place, same time, I hope. I'm getting lazy. I don't want to get out of bed. I love you guys. Be the light you want to see in others.